Welcome back to the channel Mobility Enthusiasts and Urban Cyclists. Today we are diving into a fascinating intersection of pure, unadulterated cycling culture and modern electric propulsion. For years, there has been a massive divide in the cycling community. On one side, you have the purists, the riders who swear by the fixed-gear bicycle, affectionately known as the Fixie. These bikes represent the absolute distillation of cycling. There are no gears, no complex derailleurs, and often no freewheel mechanism at all. It is just the rider, the pedals, the chain, and the road in perfect mechanical harmony. On the other side of this divide, we have the rapidly booming e-bike industry, which offers incredible convenience, speed, and commuting power. However, this electric revolution often relies on bulky lithium-ion batteries, thick wiring harnesses, clunky display screens, and oversized motors that completely ruin the sleek aesthetic lines of a traditional bicycle. The lingering question in the industry has always been whether it is possible to merge these two entirely different worlds. Can you successfully electrify a Fixie without destroying its minimalist soul? Well, it appears that a deeply passionate, bicycle-loving designer from Germany might have just solved the ultimate problem with electrifying a fixed-gear bike, and the result is nothing short of an engineering and aesthetic masterpiece. To truly appreciate what this German designer has accomplished, we first need to understand the sacred geometry and the underlying philosophy of the fixed-gear bicycle. The Fixie was originally born on the velodrome track and later adopted by hardcore urban bike messengers because of its bomb-proof reliability, incredibly low weight, and zero-maintenance appeal. The beauty of a Fixie lies entirely in its minimalist diamond-shaped frame, usually constructed from thin steel or aluminum tubing. It is stripped of everything that is not absolutely necessary to make the machine move forward. When traditional e-bike manufacturers attempt to capitalize on the urban commuter market, they usually take a standard bike frame and bolt a massive rectangular battery pack to the down tube, slap a heavy, visually obvious hub motor on the rear wheel, and run a mess of zip-tied cables all along the frame. The resulting product is a heavy, cumbersome machine that looks more like a low-powered electric motorcycle than a sleek urban commuter.
For a true fixed-gear rider, this bulky approach is absolute visual sacrilege. They might want the electric boost for those punishing city hills or long commutes, but they completely refuse to compromise on the clean, aerodynamic, and featherweight look of their beloved analog machines. Enter our visionary designer from Germany. Recognizing this massive gap in the market and sharing a deep personal reverence for the classic fixed-gear aesthetic, this designer set out to create an electric bicycle that is practically indistinguishable from a traditional track bike. The solution involved a radical rethinking of where electric components can be hidden within the architecture of a bicycle. Instead of strapping a battery to the outside of the frame, the designer engineered a bespoke, highly energy-dense cylindrical battery pack that slides perfectly inside the slim down tube of the bicycle frame. This internal routing completely hides the power source from the naked eye. From the outside, the tube looks exactly like standard classic bicycle tubing. There are no bulky plastic battery cases, no external charging ports breaking the visual line, and absolutely no exposed wiring to clutter the design. The wiring harness itself is meticulously routed internally through the hollow tubes of the frame, connecting the hidden battery directly to the motor and the central control unit without ever seeing the light of day. Speaking of the motor, that is where the real engineering magic happens. Traditional mid-drive electric motors are large and require a specially designed oversized bottom bracket shell, which instantly gives away the fact that the bike is electric. Large rear hub motors are equally obvious and throw off the weight balance of the bike. To solve this critical issue, the designer opted for a micro-hub motor system that is so incredibly compact it perfectly mimics the size, shape, and polished finish of a traditional analog track hub. To the casual observer standing right next to the bike at a city stoplight, the rear wheel looks entirely conventional. But hidden inside that polished metal casing is a sophisticated electric motor capable of delivering the exact amount of torque needed to conquer steep city inclines and accelerate rapidly away from heavy traffic. Furthermore, to maintain the true Fixie ethos and the purity of the ride, the system utilizes a highly advanced torque sensor located discreetly in the bottom bracket.
Instead of using a clunky LCD display screen and a thumb throttle mounted on the handlebars, the torque sensor measures exactly how much pressure the rider is putting into the pedals at any given millisecond. It then communicates seamlessly with the hidden rear motor to deliver a smooth, perfectly timed, natural-feeling assist that makes you feel like you just gained the leg strength of an Olympic track cyclist. The handlebars remain completely clean, free of screens, buttons, and tangled wires, perfectly preserving that pure, minimalistic cockpit that fixed gear riders demand for a distraction-free ride. What this brilliant German designer has achieved is much more than just a clever technical trick. It is a massive leap forward for urban mobility design as a whole. By proving that you can successfully hide high-powered electric components inside the ultra-thin tubes of a traditional Fixie, this concept opens the door for a whole new generation of stealth e-bikes. It allows riders to enjoy the sweat-free commute and extended range of an electric bicycle without sacrificing the classic style, raw connection, and lightweight agility of a traditional fixed-gear bike. It is a profound testament to the power of thoughtful, passionate design. This is not a mass-produced product created by a massive faceless corporation trying to maximize battery size at the expense of aesthetics. It is a labor of love created by a cyclist specifically for cyclists who appreciate the heritage of the sport. It respects the history of the track bike while seamlessly integrating the cutting-edge technology of the future. As major cities continue to invest heavily in cycling infrastructure and more people ditch their cars for two-wheeled daily commutes, brilliant designs like this are going to completely redefine what we expect from an electric vehicle. It proves beyond a shadow of a doubt that the future of mobility does not have to look like a bulky science fiction prop. It can look exactly like a beautiful classic bicycle, just with a little extra hidden magic waiting inside the frame. We are incredibly excited to see if this design transitions into mass production and how it will influence other boutique frame builders across the globe. Let us know in the comments what you think of this stealthy electric Fixie concept. Would you ride one through your city, or do you still prefer the raw, unassisted power of a traditional analog bike?
Thank you so much for watching, and as always, keep the rubber side down, and we will see you in the next video.